There is no more room in hell. The Stonedead will walk the earth.
Just look at me, I'm a bastard of society. Life is good, just look at me, I'm a bastard of society. Life is good, just look at me, I'm a bastard of society.
And hello, how are you doing? So lovely to see everybody in on a Saturday night. I don't know what else you'll be doing because we're all going into lockdown apparently. But anyway, a bit of heat there just to get things kicked off. Surprised yesterday to see that Eric was leaving the band, but Kenny was coming back in, the original singer. Check out the first couple of Heat albums, they're absolutely phenomenal. Just go on Spotify after you finish with us tonight at 7:30. Now then, we've got a lot to get through. I'm going to keep the talking down to a minimum. Now, one of the highlights for me for Stonedead 2019 and the rest of the team was massive, and their brilliant set they pulled off. They came in, they were announced in 2018 to be on the lineup, and a lot of people were like, oh, never heard of Massive, better check them out. Turned out afterwards, when everybody was leaving, they were one of the favourite bands everybody was talking about. So tonight, I am joined by Mr. Bradley Marr from Massive. Say hello, Bradley.
Hello. How you
How's it
going?
going? All right.
Oh yeah, living the dream, man. I'm just
No,
sitting outside. 'Cause I'm about to go to a pub and play a gig.
it must be nice to go to a pub. It must be nice to do a gig because here in Brighton we can't do that.
Well, yeah, it won't be long till we're in lockdown again, so make use of it while we can, I guess.
Right. Your first UK tour was in 2014, supporting the treatment, and
That's
the
right.
first thing on that tour, you were playing Newcastle.
I was, yes, we were, and down at
I was the first person, I think, in the UK to buy you boys a beer.
You were, man, a bottle of Newcastle Brown, I remember,
Yes,
and I necked the whole bottle without realizing what kind of drink a Newcastle Brown was, and yeah, it's delicious. That was good.
Nice to keep it down as well. Now, what's the sort of beers you have on the road? Because you'll see all sorts. What's been the best ones you've had so far?
Oh, look, we're not fussy. Don't get us wrong. We drink anything. Whatever beers on our rider is good. As long as it's not Foster's, because that's cliched. But yeah, we're not fussed. Whatever's on our rider is a good beer for us.
So what's been the most your favoritist you've knocked back?
Well, I live in Cologne now, so I like Kelsch. Kelsch is my go-to beer now. It's just a straight kind of hopsy kind of beer tasting beer. You don't stuff around with beer. So give me a good Kelsch any day of the week, and I'm happy.
Oh, very good, very good. We'll have to make sure that if you ever come back to Stonedead in the future, we've got some of that as part of your rider, because we like to look after you as best we can.
Yeah, we like to drink and we like to come play rock and roll festivals. So anytime you want us.
Brilliant. Now, you've got a cookbook coming out very shortly, in time for Christmas.
Yeah, that's something different. We were meant to obviously tour this year, and we're meant to go back to Australia, and then make a live DVD and record our fourth album, and all of that got cancelled due to everything being cancelled this year. So we had to think outside the box a little bit. So we can all cook, we all fight for the kitchen when we're in like an Airbnb. So we decided to put our skills to the test and make a cookbook. And it's not just a cookbook, it's a rock and roll cookbook. Every page has a rock and roll album. You can scan the book and listen to music while you cook. So, and all the bands, 90% of the bands are local, undiscovered bands that we think are world class. So, trying to give back to good old rock and roll, and give you a few dinner recipes while you're at it, and a cool rock and roll Christmas idea. Keep us active, while we can't record and can't tour. So,
when it was announced that you were doing the book, and the first thing I thought of was, nobody's ever done that before. You would have thought Kiss and Iron Maiden and AC/DC would have been all over that, and if they've just missed the boat with that. Yeah,
look, we didn't go, oh, what haven't people done? We just went, what else can we do other than play gigs? We can cook dinners, so what's wrong with a good dinner and a good beer and a good rock and roll band to listen to? So that's our thought process. We don't want to be Kiss and release massive logos on frisbees and everything else. We just want to make rock and roll and have fun doing it, and give our fans and our friends something cool to have. So yeah.
Right. One of the things I like about Massive as well is your range of t-shirts. So I always seem to be sporting a Massive t-shirt when I see you, because normally I'm at a Massive gig. But
that's good.
I did buy one a couple of months back, and it was this little thing on it, and it was a medium on your website. Now, when I've got to put it in, I'm not the biggest of people, Brad, but this was like must have been like an extra small, not even the dog didn't fit into it. But I kept it because it's a fantastic bit of memorabilia.
Love it. Yeah, no, we don't. Yeah, it's just whatever the t-shirt company says it is. That's what it is, apparently. So, yeah, I don't know. Don't blame me for that. I have no idea.
So, anyway, it looks like you're getting ready to go into a gig. Is it an electric gig tonight, or was it an acoustic? Or
no, it's an acoustic gig, man. I got all my stuff here. I was on my way. I was on the train. I'm actually at a train station, man. I don't know if you can see that. But
you're busking, so you're just busking, really, aren't you?
No, I've got a gig. It's like literally just I can't figure out how this works. Up these stairs and around the corner is a pub that I play at. But I was running late, so I thought, I better stop and have a chat with you before I go into a pub and down some more beers. So here I am.
Now then, you've got a little something you'd like to tell the good people of Stonedead, haven't you? Do you want to divulge?
I would love to tell you all what's happening. See, because you and me, we were chatting about playing the first year at Stone Deaf back then, and it just wasn't able to happen. We couldn't do it. So we were one of the first bands to put our hands up for last year. Yeah, for last year, and everyone seemed to like us. So we're coming back next year for the Friday night. We're playing the Friday night pre-party. So yeah, we're the first band, I think, to play Stonedead twice. Friday night. Can't wait.
And I don't think there's going to be a better band to sort of help get things going on the Friday, mate. Right then, so thank you very much for your time, Brad. Enjoy your gig tonight. We're going to play out with a little bit of Massive at Stone Deaf. So enjoy, take care, and we'll see you very soon.
Rock and roll. See you at Stonedead. Rock and roll.
Yeah.
We are massive, but you guys have the dance floor. This one's called Dance Floor! When you put your CD on in the bedroom, that happens.
And we're back. So I hope that was a pleasant surprise for you. We've got Massive coming back to do a little bit of a pre-show warm-up. I know we're only one day, one stage, but because we've had such a shit year with the lurgy, we thought we're going to do something really special to make up for it. And a little bit more about that later on. Now then, a very, 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 very special guest we're joined by tonight is a young lady called Ada. Hello, Ada. How are you?
Hi, Chris. I'm good. How are you?
All right. It's Halloween. There's no girls kicking about. What are you doing tonight?
I'm listening to The City coming back to life after last night's party.
Very good. Now, obviously, you've in Sweden, you've still been able to do a little bit of giggage and do some live shows. How's that been for you in terms of like the audiences and everything?
Yeah, it's been hard, of course, like for everyone right now. Our gigs got cancelled this summer. We had Sweden Rock Festival and other summer festivals, but we've done a live stream, and yeah, you have to be creative in these strange times.
Yeah, it's hopefully we're going to be over the peak of it very soon. Now the band VA Rocks, you played the UK before, you played HRH a couple of years ago. How did you find that? How did you find the UK audience for you?
That was one of my best gig memories, actually. It was so cool. Packed place, and yeah, the English people really welcomed us real good. And one cool memory from that show is because Jackie Chambers from Road School, a band that we love and look up to, she wrote us the day after our gig and said that she catched the gig and she thought it was awesome. So that was very cool.
Excellent. So other than Girls' School, what would you say the band's influences are? What influenced you to be in a band and sort of do rock and roll as an all-female band?
Yeah, well, of course, AC/DC is a big influence, but we also love punk like Sex Pistols and Joan Jett, of course, big influence. So
very good. And one of the videos which I've seen and watched countless times is where you did a little bit of a duet with Pontus from Bonafide.
Yeah.
How did that come about? How did you and Pontus get together doing, like, because it's not just a normal duet, it was like a proper rock and roll in your face song.
Yeah, well, me and Pontus, we are from the same city, Malmö, in the south of Sweden. So our paths we met a lot of times, and at one after party Bonafide played in Malmö. I just asked him, do you want to do a song with us? And he said yes on the spot. So that's how that happened. Very good.
I mean, it's Bonafide's definitely a band which I've paid a lot of attention to over the last few years, and I would like them to play Stonedead. However, I think you've got a little cheeky announcement you'd like to make.
Sorry, what?
You've got a little cheeky announcement you'd like to make tonight?
Yeah, I would like to tell you all that me and the girls were so excited to come and play at Stonedead Friday night pre-party 2021. We're so excited to see you all and play for you.
Excellent. Well, I know you've got to rush off tonight and go to work and do the daytime job on a night time. So thank you very much for your time. And we're going to play out with Here Comes Trouble. Is that okay?
Sounds awesome. That's okay. It's awesome. Thank you. See you next year.
You too. See you later. Bye now.
Bye.
Creep playing, looking at me. the pit. Oh, 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 yeah. Don't keep looking at me like I'm no good. 'Cause I'll tell you, baby, here comes trouble. Baby, here comes trouble. Let the world functions way in every way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Baby, here comes trouble. Baby, here comes trouble. Yeah! Baby, here comes trouble. Here comes trouble. Here comes trouble. Yeah, yeah.
So how good was that, boys and girls, eh? So that's two bands we've got coming back to, well, Massive coming back to play for you on the Friday, and VA Rock's coming in from Sweden to join them. We're not finished there. No, we've got more to tell you, but you'll have to wait. Patience come to those who wait. Now, we've also got the delightful, the amazing, the god of Stonedead himself, Mr. Neil Maynell, joining us tonight. Hello, Neil.
How you doing, everybody?
I'm so pleased I can see you and I can hear you, because I was just shitting myself all day thinking, I hope his tech works. It's because it's just going to go to shit if it doesn't. So how good is this tonight? We've got them two bands coming next year for the Friday.
Fantastic news, mate. Absolutely two brilliant bands, and that's just going to kick off the start of the show for everybody. Obviously, a very special thing for 2021 to give you all a big thumbs up for keeping with us and backing us for the time. Obviously, after the real disappointment of 2020's cancellation, so it's a big thanks for you all who've handed, who've kept all of your tickets and have continued to support us. So the Friday night next year is going to be mammoth. It's not just going to be a disco; it's going to be live bands, and obviously the fantastic Massive are going to be playing for us. So brilliant! Can't wait for that. Lovely.
Right now, so the idea we're bringing you in tonight is because you've got lots of things to show the good boys and girls and all the guys and girls tonight, with it being Halloween. So do you want to divulge what you want to tell them?
Yeah, I'll just crack on. I've got just bear with me. I'm no media star, me, and I'm no journalist. So just hopefully I'll be able to crack on and tell you a few things that are happening. What I've got tonight to tell you about is a few things that are official and a few things a bit of a laugh, and you're going to get a chance to have a look at my famous model. So I'll bring my geek side out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little tour of me shed, my Stonedead shed that I've got. I'm freezing cold out here, and so's my daughter, who's going to work on the other camera. Now, anybody that knows me knows I'm a techno twat. So we're trying here for me to be live while my daughter's doing the other camera. So I'm hoping Chris has got it sussed out, because I haven't got a clue what's going on. I'm just going to crack on and talk. So first of all, this is basically this shed. I got it last year because I was booted out of the house for doing too much stone deaf and stone dead work in the house and interfering with everything. So we got ourselves a shed. Last winter I was bastard freezing. So this year what we've done is I'll take you around it. So if you pan over to Tyler's camera, if we can do that, Chris. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Right. So what I did this time, and all the posters, etc., that I had left over from the previous years, I've just banged on the walls, but I put a load of stuff underneath it, a lot of insulation from B&Q. So the B&Q have insulated my shed for me, and I've got loads of posters. And if you look on the roof, this is one of the remaining things that we had out on the road, one of the big flags we had on the road. Somebody else nicked the other two, but I managed to grab one of them. So that's on my roof. And if you look across here, we've got my famous model, which you'll have a little bit of a look at later on. So this is a model of the site. Picture paints 1,000 words and helps me with my briefings, etc., etc. So we'll have a little look at that later on. Right. What else have I got for you here? Right. A bit of a basic thing about what I do. So along with a few of us, I'm looking there, I'm looking here. So along with a few of us, we were the original people that discovered Stone Deaf, as it was at the time in Stonedead, and we're also one of the directors. And what I do is kind of make sure I'm the writer of the plan. So the plan is ultimately responsible for where the car park is, where the people camp, where the stage is going to be, where the HQ is going to be, where the hospitality is going to be, etc. So all over. I also then deal with the volunteers that we've got. We've got a huge team, a massively fantastic team who are helping us out. All volunteers. Every single one of them buys a ticket for the show, which again we keep saying that it doesn't need stating enough. That helps us out massively financially to run the show and keep it down to almost nothing. So those guys help me run the operational side of things. So if anything goes wrong, it's me that you need to be having a go at. Yeah, if any of the bugs don't turn up, or they're not in the right position, or you're not happy with maybe the camping's a bit too close, or this, or you need showers or something like that. I'm the man that kind of sorts it out. Right, Chris, I'm going to go back to this way so I can see myself. How's this? Whee, look at that. So as I then work with all the other people, I basically just sit around on show day and do notes and just bollock people and tell people what to do and make sure things happening. And most of you know that's not true. I'm running around like a mad-ass fly. However, there's so many brilliant people involved. Obviously, we've got Jenny who takes over all the press. Chris deals with all the bands, and Lee Lamb's backstage. Shaz does all the health and safety. We got Kev Sloman on Red Gate. We got where all the actors, the artists come in. We got Stevie Bendel on the Yellow Gate. We got Jacko doing the campsite. We got Jules doing all the security. The lovely Lou sorts out all the hospitality and all the riders for all the people, along with her team. And overall, it's just a fantastic team of brilliant people. We're all in it for exactly the same reason that I am, is that we just love rock and roll. We just love heavy metal. We love heavy rock, and we're after getting that vibe that we used to get at the old Monsters of Rock. Right, moving on. The massive elephant in the room that unfortunately we're all, in fact, as I speak this second, I believe that Boris is about to tell us that we're going to be locked down for another month because of COVID. Now, we've all had huge amounts of disruption in our personal lives and in our jobs, and it looks like it ain't going to go away. So, what we've decided to do, last year's policy was pretty clear. We said we were only going to run the show if there was literally no disruption, no restrictions for COVID, i.e. people insisted we're in blocks. So we said from the start, we will only run the show if there's no restrictions. So we had to cancel like everybody else, which was the right thing to do. This year, we've kind of adopted a little bit of a different attitude in that I'm going to write an event plan, which is worst case scenario event plan. I'm going to write everything in, like the pods and hand sanitizer and masks and everybody social distancing. And then as we gradually then go through the year, and hopefully COVID reduces in its intensity and the restrictions are lifted, we can gradually lift off all those things, and we can all get bladdered in a field watching heavy rock, hugging and kissing and shouting and getting pissed up and all squashing together and having mosh pits and everything that we normally love about festivals. That's what we're hoping will happen in August next year. But if it doesn't, and we'd have to be daft to think that it may be all over with by next August. So there's a few things we're looking at. The venue itself is a huge venue. So we've got plenty enough space on the campsites to socially distance people. If the regulations say you've got all going to be 10 meters apart when you camp, that's fine. We can easily do that. We noticed by looking at a lot of film footage from last year that most people socially distanced naturally as you get beyond the sound deck, halfway across the arena. I know Lee Lam will bullet me because it's not called a sound deck, it's called something else. So people naturally socially distanced as you go beyond there. It's only really close to the stage where people are really squashed in together. So Chris and I talked, we had a site visit a couple of weeks ago, Chris and Lou, and we talked about maybe sectioning off in front of the stage so people are kept separate, and then everybody just does things their own naturally, socially distanced as we move further back. Also things like moving the portaloos to not be a big massive 50 portaloos in the arena, dotting those about the arena so there's no queues and people can just go and do those. The vendors split more openly. But all this might be irrelevant. It might all be over by next August and we might all be able to pile in and have a whale of a time. But the plan is, just so you know what we're doing, is we are planning to go ahead 100%. We can't say 100%, sorry, 99%. We're planning to go ahead with whatever restrictions the government impose on us. So hopefully it'll be nothing, but if it is something, then hopefully we've got it covered. So we want to be in the field next year regardless. If it means a little bit of inconvenience, we want to see those bands on stage and we want to get in the sunshine and we want to go back to enjoying everything that we've done. Right. So this is the bit I'm dead excited about. Most of you that know me know that I'm a complete freak of Monsters of Rock from the 80s. The 18th of August 1984 was the day that changed my entire life. Monsters of Rock, Donington, AC/DC, Van Halen, Y&T, Ozzy, Gary Moore, Motley Crue, Accept. And it was a fantastic day, brilliant, gorgeous sunshine, booze, friends, everything, and it made me day. And it made me go to every single festival there's ever been at Donington from that day to this, all the way through. Even when I was injured in an hospital, I've got myself out of hospital and managed to get there for the day at least and come back. So I'm dead excited to say that we've got we're going to have a Monsters of Rock museum type scenario within the arena next year. Very good friend of mine, David Jolly from the Vets group, from the Donington Vets group, was posting things on the Donington Vets group with all his posters and memorabilia and his backstage passes and his laminates and his tickets and all kinds of stuff. And I said, Christ, man, how much of that have you got? And he said, I've got so much from every single year stacked in. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a marquee that's going to be the Monsters of Rock Museum within the arena. Anybody can go around it. Loads of things are going to happen in there. We've got some bootleg tapes. We've got in between bands. We're going to have some videos running of the old performances, not just the headline performances, the performances lower down the bill as well. So it's going to be homage to everything that was Monsters of Rock. And to add to that as well, we've also the legendary Andy Coppin, who's been magnificently supportive of everything that we do here. We've met him a couple of times. Cracking lad, gets in an alternate amount of shit online, which he doesn't deserve. He is an absolute top bloke, and he has donated this Monsters of Rock. Here we go. Sorry, this Monsters of Rock book that he's written about the complete history. Now, this book is the best book I've ever read. It's fantastic. It's full of awesome pictures, loads of stories, loads of interviews, set lists and all that. Now, he's donated that to the festival because he's fully aware that the price tag's pretty high and it's not in everybody's capabilities to buy it. So it gives everybody the opportunity at Stonedead to be able to read that book. It'll be in the museum, so just come in, read through it. And finally, because I'm obsessive by Monsters of Rock and I love it, we're going to have a picture wall. Now, I started a group on 1984 at Donington on Facebook, mainly because I didn't get a photograph off me of the day at that show, so I want one from somewhere. But people started putting millions of photographs up of big groups of people in the campsite, jumping over each other, jumping over the fires, getting drunk, getting the triangles going, excuse me. And I thought, there are so many brilliant pictures underneath people's beds. You know, it's the days of Facebook and automatically putting them online weren't around in the 80s. So the pictures that you took, you got them developed at Boots 3 weeks later and you had a look at them and threw them under your bed. Now, people have been scanning those photographs and putting them online. Now I want a massive, huge wall of all the photographs from years and years of Monsters of Rock from all through the 80s. And if you can put them on the thread, I'll start a thread on the page and we'll just print off all the pictures and we'll just have a huge montage of pictures of people having fun at the old Monsters of Rock. And that'll be a great thing to look at straight the way through from 1983 to 96. You and your missus or whatever, you and all your biker clan, you and all your lads or whatever, you with any of the stars, bang them on the Facebook, we'll print them out. And if you want to bring anything along on the day as well, you can do. Bring anything that you think is pretty special to you, being there, you can show it around to people. So that's going to be fabulous. We're going to have a Monsters of Rock museum, obviously free to get in, no problem at all. You know, you just walk in there, but no sticky fingers, anybody. This is something that David's taken years to collect, and I don't want anybody nicking anything. Right. So next, I presume I'm all right just to keep waffling on, Chris. Unless you interrupt me, mate, I'll just crack on. So next, I just wanted to just elaborate slightly about when I said about what I do and the organisational side and running it and running the plan, etc. So most of you know I'm an ex-squaddy, and the squaddies that are around or in the audience, there's loads of you out there. You know that we used to, when we did patrol orders and we did briefings in the military, we used to make a little model. You know, a picture makes 1,000 words. And when we're out in the field, it used to be things like Fuller's Earth and a few twigs and a few branches, and it'd represent what is on the ground and where you were going to patrol and what was going to happen, and it's so you could picture it in your head. So subsequently, when I got told by Newark Council that I'd be required to do a safety advisory group briefing, so they wanted a briefing of how we were going to run the festival. So I made the event plan, 300 pages long event plan, but then I also made a model, a real basic model full of carpets and stuff like that, and just a little bit of you know, a bit of wood for buildings. But because we've all been bored out of our minds all summer, I've gone a bit more anal on it this time, and I've made a proper model that we can all have a Scooby-Doo at. And this will be going to me with me briefings. It'll be in HQ. I might even bring it along to the Friday night event so people can have a look at it. And this will just make it a lot easier for me to do my briefings. So I don't know whether Chris can whiz across. Here we go. Right. So what I'll do, I'll take you through it as best I can. So from the start over here, this is where you all come in. This is the main bit here, off the main road, off the main drag. And as you come here, you meet Kev Sloman, and he'll tell you whether you've got to go that way, where all the artists and the staff go, or this way to all where all the public go. So that's the red gate there. As we move further in, that's the regimental HQ, as it was, Festival HQ, and that's where everything happens. Slightly further along, we have the Cedric Ford, the hospitality, which is where Lou and her team look after the bands. And then further across there, that looks nothing like the actual thing on the ground. So I've given myself a bit of a slap, and I'm going to remake that. But that is the George Stephenson Hall where the Friday night event will be. Right, coming back over here, then this is our bikers that we have with us. They come inside the staff car park because they want all the bikes to be kept in a safe position, which is fair news. This is the staff camping, and then here we go is all you lovely people here. This is the campsite and everything, everybody where you can. This used to be one of my favourite bits of a festival. Turn up, meet all your mates, crack open the cider, get your tent up, sit around in a circle, get the music on, get pissed up. Lovely. That's what it was all about, that first arrival. Okay, so this is the yellow gate here where Stevie Bendel and his team are. This is where the main entrance where you go into the arena. And then as we enter the arena, here we go. There's all you lovely people enjoying the crowd. I've got my disabled viewing platform here, and we've actually got the backstage area over there where all the bluffers go. There we go, backstage area. And just on this side here is where we've got the bands just have a bit of relaxation before they go on stage. As we go over there, we've got all the vendors, Portaloos down here in the corner. So and then the campsite, the camper van site in this bit here. So, right. So as you can see, it's a little bit more than just a bit of a carpet. It's been an absolute laugh because I've missed the place so much. It's been such fun putting it together, and it's going to be really useful because I can use it for all the briefings, and I can use it for when I do the briefing up to Newark Council and etc. And a picture paints 1,000 words. When the I'm in charge of the emergency services turn up. If there's any problems on site, then I can be briefing them using the model. So, but it's a little bit more complex than we used to do in the military. In the army, we used to just throw a bit of talcum powder down on the floor and a few sticks, and that was it. So I'm quite chuffed with that. I've had a right laugh putting that together. Right. So that's that. Chris, am I going on to my final bit, mate, about with Mike? Is that should I talk about that? You're on mute, mate.
Hello, I'm back.
Right, there you go.
That's. I was just doing an impression of Neil when we did our web fest, and he's talking, and he was just doing all this, but nobody could hear what he was saying. First, before we go any further, Tyler, thank you very much for that. That was fabulous, brilliant video, and Neil just done a cracking job. I hope you're going to get her a pizza tonight for a tea.
Yes, please.
Excellent. Right, we've got a little message from one of our friends, the New Wave of Classic Rock group on Facebook. Massive support of what we do, and we're a massive support of what they do. They supplied a lot of the videos we used for our web fest, and they're going to be doing a web fest in a couple of weeks' time. So here's a little bit about what they're going to be doing. So that was the New Wave of Classic Rock Web Fest, which is happening in a couple of weeks' time. Brilliant supporters of what we do, and they supplied some of the footage we used for our own Web Fest at the end of August. So please support them. Go and have a look at what they're doing. Lots of great bands there. Mike Gray, William the Bandits, countless. And bring Neil back in now, because when we did our Web Fest, you might have noticed we had a really good video from KK Steel Mill down in Wolverhampton, which Mike did exclusively for us at the time. And Neil, being the lucky bastard he is, was there, and he actually saw a real live gig. What was it? That must have been like the best thing ever after like 6 months of bottle.
Yeah, I found that one of the best things, I mean, we work hard, all of us, on getting Stonedead sorted out for the year, but I found that one of the best things is that the perks that you get are things like seeing your family and your friends at the event, and meeting, you know, some of my idols. Those are like passing moments, but you know, sometimes a once in a lifetime experience comes around, and I cannot thank Mike Gray enough for inviting me to what was just a fantastic day. It was a once in a lifetime experience for me. I've been a massive fan of Mike's music for years and years. The bloke is an absolute legend. I've never seen a more driven human being for music, and he's an all-round cracking guy, good egg. I mean, he'll be embarrassed for me to tell you that he auctioned off his guitar to be able to help pay for the live event that he did for us, so that his mates and the musicians and the people who did the production, etc., were able to get paid and the money for it. And Rich Taylor from KK's got them, got paid for the venue. So, a little gesture like that, auctioning off one of his own guitars to do that was fabulous. And the whole day for me was brilliant. I was a crowd of one. Everybody else that was there was either production or the brilliant Pete Newdeck was doing all the mixing. And all the musicians and etc. But I was the only one there who was just mong around and watch it, and it was fabulous to see Mike's music right the way through from his Jagged Eggs years to Red, White and Blues, to this Through the Skin, and then his Shades of Grey stuff. His music. If you're a fan of any one of those 4 bands, then check out all his other stuff because it's all equally brilliant. So just and he's set up a little Patreon site as well. So join that, and there's little snippets of stuff that are not available on mainstream. So right, this is going to test me because I've got to introduce the video now. So what I'm going to try and do, so I don't sit here like a twat and say here's the video. And then I'm going to try and put a picture of my model with lights on, because I've been more sad I put some lights on it, as hopefully this particular song, if it is this, we had trouble doing it I think earlier on, but if it is Counts for Nothing by Red, White and Blues, it's one of the most fantastic songs. Is it not, mate? Sorry, Chris, sorry. Well, I'll mention, if you haven't heard Count for Nothing by Red, White and Blues, check it out, because Daniel Byrne from Revival Black absolutely fucking nails it beautifully. But whichever song's going to come next, I apologise, Chris, it's a Mike Gray classic, whatever it's going to be, and it'll be brilliant. And it'll be brilliant. And
it's the other one I mentioned. It's the other one.
All right, sorry, I forgot, mate. Yeah. Dan Byrne of Revival Black absolutely nails everything from that day, so it's fabulous. So what I'm going to do now is turn my lights low and see if we can get the model on, and then you're going to get Mike Gray.
And we're back again. Excellent. Hope you enjoyed that. That was Stand Up for Rock and Roll. We had a bit of a carry on getting that sorted today. Thank you very much to Pete Newdeck, who produced the video for the for the Webfest back in August. We jigged the clips what we're going to use tonight. We're going to have Count for Nothing a little bit later on because I'm still trying to rejig it all. It was what Neil wanted, and I did say we've got Stand Up for Rock and Roll coming up earlier on, and he must have forgot because he was that excited. He was like literally a kid at Christmas today, so excited about doing this web stream tonight. So anyway, onwards we go. Just to recap, we've got Massive and VA Rocks doing the Friday night. We've got a little bit more about the Friday night coming along later on with Lee and Dowie, who will be talking about that. But however, we have got a very big day, well actually a very big night tonight because we're launching our Christmas range of merchandise. So there's no better person in the world to talk about Stonedead merchandise than the merchant himself, Mr. Andrew Toombs. How are you doing? He's on mute. He's on mute. On fire. You're on mute, mate. You'll have to unmute yourself.
You missed my yo ho ho.
Do it again.
Yo ho 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 ho. It's Christmas. Well, nearly anyway.
Oh my goodness. He's been drinking, boys and girls. Right. So then, talk about the merch that we're going to be releasing a little bit later on tonight, first thing in the morning.
Midnight tonight. I'm going live with my new range of Christmas merchandise. I'm going all Gene Simmons on your campus. So I'm first thing we got up is the t-shirts. So I'm sporting the rather nutty red one. See, even I know that there's other colours other than black. But we are doing it in the traditional black just to make sure. There we go. Oh, I hate this thing. There you go. And of course, Mr. Paul Hartshorn did the back. Oh come all ye faithful. There you go. So they'll be available. There's only 100 of the red shirts though, and a couple of hundred of the black shirts, and that is it. So make sure you get some. No reruns. Some of the other things we're doing some bundles. You've all seen these before. I've been pushing the buggery out of it for the last few weeks on the group. So the first bundle we're doing is the postcard sets of the artwork. We've got one for 2018, which is that one, 2019 and 2020. And in there are 5 different postcards in each one of different designs. You can buy a lot of them for a tenner or individual packs for £4 each. Second bundle we've got is the greeting cards. Tenner for all 3, 4 in fact. Where's the 4th one gone? There it is, it's hidden. So you've got 3 Christmas cards and a birthday card. Again, £10 for all 4, or you can buy them individually for £3 each. There you go. Icing on the top of the cake with this one. I tell you, this one's going to be popular, and there's only 200 of these. And this is the promo bundle pack. So in the promo bundle pack, you get this little packet here that's got a plectrum in. You've got beer mats, stickers, a calendar fridge magnet, so you don't forget what day and date we're going to be next year. You get a koozie. You get a fridge magnet bottle opener. Nice big button badge. You get another fridge magnet there, Stonedead. And you get this little baby, a car sticker. Quite hard to show you that. There you go, a nice Stonedead car sticker. And those will be available each individually as well, £2 each. So that is a lovely little bundle, that. But there's only 200 of those, and that is it. Can't be repeated. Other than that, we've also got tote bags. So we've gone for the nice black one there. Nice long handle, perfect for smuggling your booze into other festivals. You don't have to ask, you can bring it in anyway. And we've got it in blue as well. These are a tenner each. Nice RAF blue there. Like that one. And of course, we've still got things left in the store. Plenty of these rather nice Stonedead beanies. Much better than the ones I did for Stonedead, I must admit. That was an error in judgment that has been corrected. And then we've still got loads of the face masks left as well. Blue, black, or red to go with your Christmas t-shirt. What else have we got? We've still got fridge magnets in the store as well, patches, programs, and a few other t-shirts. Some of them on special offer at a tenner each. So remember, we're going live at midnight tonight. I'm not sure how the postage is going to work with this lockdown coming, but we'll see. So there might have to be a little bit of patience there, but I understand it won't happen till Thursday. So if you get your order in this weekend, then I should be able to get them out to you Monday and Tuesday, because I'm all good to go. I've got all my packing fingers all oiled up and ready to go. That's about it for the minute, mate.
Nice, very nice. I've got my eye on quite a few of those things. And as I've said before, we've got a bit of a competition going on tonight. And like, how many Stonedead t-shirts have been used in the stream tonight? Now, anybody who's paying attention might have noticed that my shirt colour keeps on changing. There's a hint. So let's see if anybody gets the right answer.
I reckon you've bought at least 12 already.
I mean, you've been doing the merchandise with us since 2018. You got drafted in and said, Toomsy, can you please sort this absolute sort of like shitstorm out? People are wanting t-shirts and we're being left with all of these orders. What the fuck are we supposed to do? We've done quite a few shirts since then. What would you say is your favourite one been?
I like the Stonedead promo one with the new design where we that was a Steve Kirkwood design. I love the Jeff ones, and I like the mix we've got where we've got the Jeff, which is like the tattoo type art for the event shirt, you know, and our gimmick shirts, as I like to call them, and the Steve Kirkwood type ones, which are a bit more gothic and a bit more harder rock and roll, aren't they? Yeah. I think the Stonedead promo shirt so far is my favourite.
Right. I mean, the thing is, we're blessed because we've got so many brilliant artists who do the work for us. We've got Mick Usher, who does the actual concept we use every year for the tickets and the posters. We've got Laser, who works for Rebel Base Tattoo Studio in Newark, who does the Jeff, the colourful Jeff. And then we've got Kirky as well, who's, for a kid who hated art at school, he does all right for himself. Now, I went to school with Kirky, like when we were kids, and he hated art and he hated computers. He was a bit of a rapscallion, to be honest. And all of a sudden, he's into computers and he's into art. And like some of the stuff he comes up with, it's like he must eat a lot of spicy food and have some really crazy dreams, because like the artist sends, "Well, what do you think of this?" I'm like, "Oh, that's really good." It's when it's like sort of you're thinking, "Christ, what the fuck goes through your mind?" But no, we are some brilliant graphic designers and artists, so you know it helps us because we've got that much great merch, you know, and people love it, and it keeps you very busy and out of trouble with the missus, mate.
Oh, it does. Yeah, the devil would make work for these hands if you didn't buy my t-shirts.
And one of the things,
Big Usher, actually, that's reminded me of probably my second favourite t-shirt is the Legends one from the first year, which was We Sold Our Souls for Stonedead 2018. And it was a play on the Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath artwork, wasn't it? Yeah,
it was actually, I think there was a Black Sabbath best of called We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
Actually, it was the first Black Sabbath album I was ever given. My oldest brother, Colin, bought it for me, I think, when I was 13 on tape cassette. Remember them? Little bag board?
Yeah.
And he bought it for me, and I was like, and that basically got me into Black Sabbath. That was like what turned us on, like, because up until then, Ozzy Osbourne was just Ozzy Osbourne who did Ozzy Osbourne, and it was like, that's that Ozzy Osbourne bloke, and I didn't realize he did this Paranoid and Iron Man. So, oh, blimey, this is a bit good, isn't it? So that was one of the gateway for me into Black Sabbath back when I was a teenager and sort of liking all thrash and everything else what was going on. That was pretty immense. So the T-shirt itself is basically a salute to that.
Yeah, I love that T-shirt. You got me thinking about the first thing that I ever bought that got me into metal. Was a single I bought at a jumble sale for 5p. God knows how old I was, maybe 13, 14, and it was Motorhead by Motorhead. And I thought, I've always been very proud that it was my introduction to heavy metal. You can't get more heavy metal than that, can you?
No, that's about as heavy as you're going to get, really. So anyway, I will let you go because you've got a very busy night ahead of yourself, because you will be up at silly o'clock in the morning ready for all of those orders, because at 1 minute past 12 on the 1st of November, so literally as soon as the clock goes into November, that's when we're launching the merch.
Bang.
Yes. Right, well, thank you very much for your time, and we will see you when we see you.
Love you, everyone. See you later.
So there was the merchandise merchant, Mr. Andrew Toombs. Now, what you might have realised, and hang on, I'll just put the banner back up for it so you know what we're talking about, is we had a bit of a cheeky announcement earlier on with Massive and VA Rocks coming in to do the Friday night. Now, when we first started planning this little stream, the idea was they would be coming in last and we'll be doing all the talk and all the stuff about what we're doing and how we're doing things. And they would be coming in last. But because they've obviously got gigs and Ada had to go to work tonight, we had to bring it forward. So things have got a little bit twisted and turned upside down. So we're now going to talk to the people who are going to be looking after you on the Friday, making sure that the Friday is really, really spectacular. And one of them is Mr. Dowie Evans. Well, I'm fire, get rid of the merchandise. Hello. How you doing, Dowie? All right?
How are you, and Christopher? Can I just say that you've had more costume changes than Lady Gaga tonight? But you're a damn sight prettier, obviously. How are you, young Chris?
Yes, well, you know, I'm all right, mate. And we're going to bring in Mr. Lee Graham as well. Lee, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, Chris. I was going to say Axl Rose, Dewey, but you got my drift.
Well, actually, many moons ago, when I used to go to pantomimes, like last year when you could do pantomimes, Ray Towser from Steps had not as many costume changes as I've got planned tonight. So there you go.
You're doing well, Chris, mate. You're doing well.
Right. Anyway, lads, you two are going to be looking after the Friday night for us next year. We've got Massive, we've got VA Rocks, and we've got a couple of other little cheeky surprises under our sleeves ready for people. So the Friday night, tell us about the venue, where we're going to move it to.
So we're moving it over to the George Stephenson Exhibition Hall, which is located on the other side. You might have seen it from you're in the arena, but that has got a 4,000 capacity max. So anyone who is camping, there's not going to have to be any wristbands for the first, few thousand, 1,200, isn't it? Where it was previously. We're going to have full capacity in there. So as long as you've got your camping ticket, you can get in. You can watch the bands that are going to play, watch MMH, our good friends who are coming back, do fantastic DJ sets, and have a wicked time ahead of the main event on Saturday.
Brilliant.
I'm crazy.
So,
hey, listen,
Joey,
I'm sorry, mate. Can I just say how bloody excited I am? And the announcement of Massive and VA Rocks. How good is that, for God's sakes? That is huge, isn't it? Massive just happens to be one of my favourite bands at the moment, and I've got them on a constant loop in the car. And if that doesn't get people bouncing on a Friday night, I don't know what will. And I mean, the George Stevenson's, what a place that is. It's huge, man. It's massive. And even if we have to make some COVID adjustments, we're laughing. We've got so much room in that building. It's absolutely awesome. Can't wait.
Yes, the venue itself, it's massive. It's like a huge academy.
Oh, yeah.
Once you put the stage in and the lights, it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. And for me, if I was a fan, if I was a punter, and I'm not being biased in any way, shape or form, because it's wrong. It's for the fact that it's going to be free. If you've got a camping ticket, it's going to cost you nothing to go to this amazing gig, which for me, once we release what we've got planned, it's like a 30-40 pound ticket. You know what I mean? You two know what we're doing.
Oh yeah, very great.
We've got to keep things under wraps. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, Lee, you did the Friday night for us the first year, and last year with Kelly. I mean, the first year, from where we were the first year to where we are now, how's that sort of like panning out for you?
Well, from where we were the first year, obviously, back in 2018, it was the Friday night, and we had people like Unknown Refuge and all that in the venue, and it went really well. Great Friday night. Last year, the same venue, and I think the main not issue. We had, it ran well, but our main thing that people were saying was obviously there was more people potentially camping than could potentially get into the Friday. So to have this amazing venue, have it over at George Stephenson's Hall, is just fantastic, mate. You're going to have no problems getting in. And like you said, the bands that we've got lined up, and it's coming out there as I'm going to hold it in. It's so exciting. I cannot believe what we've got lined up for the Friday this year. It's just gone from this to this. It is fantastic. And I think we set an amazing precedent in 2018 with what we've done as a team. And I think it improved in 2019. And I think this, obviously had to move into 2021 with everything going on. But it's going to be worth the wait, Chris, because this is, I wish I could tell people more. You've done another costume change. I like it.
You've done another Gaga.
Yes.
I'm trying to choose which t-shirt to wear. I wish I'd brought more.
Right. Dalia, I mean, from your perspective, because as a former officer of the law, your role in terms of the Friday night, you're more kind of the guy who makes sure that it runs all right for the fans themselves and they're getting in and they're getting out. But how excited are you to be doing this the event we've got planned, because it's absolutely mind-blowing, isn't it?
Oh, Chris, man, it's absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Our thoughts about the Friday night were, let's just have a bit of a party, but this is meteoric, isn't it, to where we were. I consider myself in the organisation of the Friday night as the monkey to Lee's organ grinder, in fairness. I come into my own come the night on the Friday where we do the actual organisation, getting the public into the venue, keeping them safe, making sure everything runs smoothly, and then obviously getting the drunken lot back to the campsite safely. So I'm more of the practical side. I'm sort of Lee's right-hand man, I think is fair to say. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see those bodies walking in and out of the George Stephenson, and I can't wait to see the look on their faces. Because for me, as you know, I look after the volunteers over the weekend. So for me, the key is making sure that all the public that come into the event on the Friday, on the Saturday, leave with the biggest smiles on their faces. And 2018, 2019, everyone has come in and everyone has left with the biggest smiles ever. And I tell you what, Friday night, my God, are they going to be smiling and laughing, because it is going to be the most fantastic night they've ever had. And that's only the precursor to the best Saturday that they're ever going to have. I can't wait. Can you tell I'm excited?
I mean, the Friday, I mean, we'll bill ourselves as a one day, one stage, one monster rock show. But the idea was, as soon as we knew that we were unlikely to go ahead with the event this year, we thought we've got to really try and do something spectacular next year. But we can't do anything more on the Saturday other than sort of like just make sure we've got more toilets and the food's better and everything like that. So the one thing we thought about is, well, we'll make sure that the people who are camping have an even better weekend than what they would normally have. So that was really the emphasis of what we were trying to do. And hopefully tonight's announcements will just add to that. And judging by the comments we're having on Facebook, there's a lot of people really excited. The Massive have blown a lot of people away. A lot of people are now going, oh, VA Rocks, I've never heard of them. I'm pretty confident that they're going to have the massive effect of where people have never heard of them, and then they're going to sort of go away and go, blimey, Riley, these are really, really good. I mean, just listening to tracks on YouTube and seeing some of the footage of the band, they've got something, haven't they? They are really, really good.
Oh, definitely. Like I was, when you mentioned them, it wasn't a band I was too familiar with, but as you know, I always go up for discovering new bands, and VA Rocks, obviously Massive, I knew anyway, and from last year, and they are just, they're a party band. They're going to guarantee to get everybody going on Friday. I challenge anyone to go watch Massive and not have a good time. VA Rocks, if you haven't heard those guys before, anyone, go check them out. Like Chris says, go on YouTube, go on Spotify. Their songs are absolutely stomping. Like Chris, I've watched some live footage as well as soon as he mentioned the possibility, and I was blown away. I'm really, really excited to watch them. I might not get to see, hopefully I'll get to see them beforehand if they're doing some dates beforehand, but they're going to be a really, really good band. I'm really excited by them from what I've been seeing, that's for sure.
Do you know what? I think we're really fortunate to be able to put this Friday night event on as a special thank you to all those people that have supported Stone Deaf in the early days and now are supporting Stonedead, because without you guys, we're nothing. And you know, you've been so supportive in everything that we've done. This is just a little thank you to you for sticking with us after all this crap this year, and saying, do you know what, we're going to stick with you all the way into next year as well. You know, you guys are absolutely fantastic. The supporters of Stonedead, wow, they blow me away every time. Amazing people.
Chris, you're on mute.
Leave him. It's good.
You're on mute.
Sorry, just trucks. I was roughing around. No, I mean, I was standing with you on the Friday night last year when we were watching people go in and come out. And for me, as you know, one of the organisers, like yourselves, just seeing people coming in and that smile on their faces because they were that excited to come into the Friday and they were at Stone Deaf as it was back then. It was like, it reminded me of when, because I work with kids in schools, and it's like when you see them coming into the Christmas parties and when they're getting ready for the end of term parties, and they're just that little glint in their eye because they're there. And then when we actually had a little look in and everybody was having the best time ever. I think there was a video I managed to get where they had AC/DC Thunderstruck and the whole like bouncing in around, and that was just to like a track on a CD which MMH were playing. So for me, if we can get, I don't know, 1,500, 2,000 people in the George Stevenson bouncing around to massive, that there's going to be no better way to get the party started for a rock festival. And it might give the other bands something to think about on the Saturday, thinking, well, we've got to sort of like up our game a bit because the Friday night's going to go out the water.
All right. Definitely got to bring the A game after those boys.
Yes, so it's exciting times. We've got a little bit more under our sleeves to sort of, but we'll wait till the middle of next year, I think, before we divulge. Yes, we know, nobody else does. And that's another thing, cheeky. It's just we've got agreements in place and we've got to just wait and be patient. So I apologise for that, boys and girls, but it will be worth the wait. Do you boys agree?
Definitely,
absolutely.
No doubt. It's going to be the best one.
Can I just say as well, just while we're on the Friday night, have to say a big shout out to MMH, Midlands Metalheads. Yeah. Obviously, they're with us again this year, and we've got to thank them for their continued support. And they will provide the DJs and so on the Friday night, which just adds to the party atmosphere. They put a lot into it, and they're great partners for us, aren't they, Lee, on the Friday?
Definitely, yeah. Like you say, we worked, really closely with them the last few years. Really happy to have them back on board. Like I say, good friends of ours, good supporters, and they always put on a great show on the Friday and get everybody started. So yeah, thanks to those guys for coming back again. They're a vital part of it, and they're going to set to be an amazing Friday night, that's for sure.
And they also do our Stone Dead Rock show on a Friday, which Tony's been doing for the last few months. Sadly, he's got other things to sort out. He's got issues with his health, and we wish him all the best. And
all the best, Tony.
Vibe and everything. But last night I was listening to Kat and Tina, and it was a brilliant show. Sorry, Lee, I wasn't listening to yours. I was listening to our rock show. The rock show we did.
Is there another rock show on a Friday night?
I was listening to you, Lee.
Oh, you cheeky bastard, yeah. But it was a really good show last night. I mean, they're always great shows, but I think having them both on, just feeding off each other and going off their own little stories and commenting and stuff, it worked really, really well. And they're an absolute hoot when you're having a drink with them. They're a giggle. They're a bunch of like the wild child, and they just live and breathe rock and roll. So that was a really good show. And as I say, MMH put that show on for us, and it's just brilliant to listen to every weekend. So on a Friday night, if you're not listening to Lee's show, which you shouldn't be, you're going to see our Stone Dead Rock show on MMH, but it's also available on Catch Up, so you can go on the MMH website and catch up. Now, all the lads and lasses, I don't know if you know, but our very own Lee Graham there, he does his own little festival, similar to Stone Dead, called Just Push Play. He's got an absolutely stonking lineup this year. He had a brilliant lineup last year. He had a phenomenal lineup the year before. It keeps on getting better and better and better every year. Keeps on getting bigger and bigger. Now, I'm not a fan of seeing things get bigger and bigger because I think you sort of set up yourself up to try and, you know, you've got to outdo yourself every year. But seeing Lee's show grow from it was where we first started talking in 2018 to where we are now in 2020, it's going to be like sort of gargantuan in a couple of years. It's just brilliant. So I tell you what, you can have a little chat with the boys and girls. Tell them who you've got. Tell them what it's all about, and fill your boot. The stage is yours.
Oh, cheers, man. That's kind of you. Yeah. Obviously, Chris started saying we started speaking a couple of years ago, and I first wanted to move the show up to give you a bit of a background, brief background. I'll keep it brief. In 2010, I lost my dad to cancer. It was a short battle, 13 days, and we were really, really close. And music was a huge, huge part of our relationship. And you know, we went to many gigs together. He played guitar, I played bass, so we would jam and stuff. And when it got to 5 years for my dad's anniversary of his passing, I decided I'd do something for the hospice that looked after him, St Nicholas Hospice here in Bury St Edmunds. And yeah, first one was mates bands in a social club, and was set to be one off for the anniversary of the 5th. Sorry, and that's what it was going to be. But we raised, I was expecting, you know, 50 people down and raise a few £100, but in fact we raised 1,300 quid for the hospice, and we had, you know, loads of people there over the course of the day, which was fantastic. So that encouraged me to keep going, and small steps but surely. Well, I say small steps. It did take a big leap in 2018 when I first started speaking to Chris. We moved from the social club to the Apex venue in Bury St Edmunds, where I told 800 people. That year we were fortunate enough to have then the Bad Flowers, now Wolfjaw, headlining. And that was a big step up for us. The following year, so last year, 2019, we had Massive Wagons headlining. Of course, we previously played Stonedead Festival, and we were back in Stonedead in 2018. Anyone who's seen Massive Wagons will know they brung the house down, and we sold it out last year. We sold out the whole 800 tickets, so that was really, really good. We had them, we had the Amorettes, we had Hollistar, Dead Man's Whiskey, who will be appearing at Stonedead next year. No, do not miss Dead Man's Whiskey set; they're amazing. We had, who else do we have last year? Fallen Mafia, of course, False Hearts, local band Broken Soul opened the day up. This year, obviously, was due to be 2020, but with everything going on, we've had to move it like everything else. But we've got Those Damn Crows headlining, which is amazing. We've got Bad Touch, we've got the Rocket Dolls, Gorilla Riot, Samakind, Noel Delters, Jack J. Hutchinson at the Sun. And today we've just announced that we've added local guys, the Hot 1-2, who are going to be our brand new openers. Despite everything that's going on in the world, we are still selling tickets. We're still looking to sell out. It's going amazingly. And once again, to sort of reiterate what Drew said, I'd say that there's two festivals of best fans in the world. Some overlap, but it's Stonedead and Just Push Play for me, because without the support, we wouldn't have raised the £17,000 and counting that we had for the hospice. You know, no one's going to pay that kind of money to see my ugly mug stood on a stage. So thanks to bands who support us all over the years, and to everyone who's bought a ticket. And if you're interested in coming to next year, it's Saturday, July 31st. And like I say, we've got Those Damn Crows headlining, and we've got Bad Touch, we've got the Rocket Dolls, we've got Gorilla Riot, we've got Samakin, Noel Delters, Jack J. Hutchinson at the Sun, and now the Hot 1-2. We've got a few more surprises up the sleeve, which like the ones I'm not mentioning for Stone Deaf tonight, I won't mention just now, but keep your eyes on the Just Push Play socials. And yeah, thanks for your support. Cheers, Chris.
No problem. So, boys and girls, that's Just Push Play, which happens in Bury St Edmunds. If I wanted to buy a ticket right now, Lee, where would I go?
Go to theapex.co.uk and or go on Just Push Play Festival and follow the ticket link.
And how much would them tickets cost me, Lee?
They would cost you just 20 of your English pounds.
What about euros? Do you take euros?
I'm sure there's a currency conversion rate.
because of the lurgy, can I pay contactless, please? You
can. If you want to drive down to Bury St Edmunds and go to the box office.
Now I've just been looking at it. Questions came in there from the Friday night, and it's basically asking, how do you get to the venue? Where is the venue?
Right, okay. The venue itself, as we have alluded to, and as Chris alluded to earlier, is now the George Stephenson, which is an enormous warehouse-like building, which can house as many of you wonderful campers as we can possibly get in there. So we're just talking about how do we get you there. Interesting. We have a couple of routes that we're working on. One could be from Mr. Bendel's entry gate across the car park and across the field and in through the front door, or the other one could be the way that you normally go to the Cedric Ford, but just carrying on a bit further. We're not 100% certain yet, but we'll find the best and the safest route for you into the George Stephenson. But just remember, there's plenty of room for you all. It's going to be fantastic. It's huge.
So effectively, what you boys are looking at is something like the Great Escape, where you've got Tom, Dick, and Harry.
That's it. That's it in one.
I mean, to be honest, when we were looking at it, I thought a really good idea would be to get a cannon, right? And then from the campsite, we basically launched all the campers to the venue onto a big sort of like mat. And hopefully they have enough protection to hit the mat. If not, they'd land on someone's tent or a burger van. So we'll see how that one goes.
Just have to get the calculations right.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, it's all geometry, isn't it? You know, it's just angles and in physics. It's like, you know, I did that at school once.
It'll all work out.
I did school once.
That was a bank holiday, wasn't it?
What?
Right, chaps, thank you very much for your time. We're going to move on very quickly before we dash off. So thanks for the update on the Friday, and surely there'll be a lot of questions, so you'll be answering them in the next hour or so.
Sounds good.
No doubt.
Right.
Take care, guys.
Right, so there you go. That's an update on the Friday night. I'm just going to bring the merchant back in very quickly. Oh, on fire. He's there. He's got his mic on mute.
Oh, there we go. I'm back on again now.
So just a reminder to the boys and girls, Mr. Toombs, what time is merchandise going on sale tonight for the Christmas range?
Midnight on the button.
On the button. Oh,
yep.
You're going to have to sort of be up on the caffeine and focusing on the Pro Plus.
Oh, no. Jack Daniel's apple. Keep me up.
Right. Yeah, thanks very much for that, Mr. Toombs. We're going to leave you, and we're going to leave you with a bit of a tune from Mr. Mike Gray, which Neil was hoping we would play earlier on. I wasn't paying attention in the threads what we're talking about earlier on. So here's Mike Gray with Counts for Nothing. We'll see you next time.
Hey.
Things will never be the same. And as I gaze upon your photograph, it hurts to think where you might be. And all I have are the memories, and believe that this is the end. And all the promises you made, all the kisses that you gave, didn't count for nothing. And all the times that we made love, tears I cried when we broke up, didn't count for nothing. Think where you might be when you lie to someone
Stonedead TV. When there is no more room in hell, the Stonedead will walk the earth.